So 8-bit golf is pretty much finished, and I'm just adding a couple of courses before I push it to the app stores. And I thought it'd be maybe useful to show people how the editor works. So I'm going to build one of the holes live. So we'll see how this goes. In any case, I'm going to start the editor. I am working on this course at the moment called Spring Plains. And I'm just going to make my view a little bit bigger so I can see that. I've done hole 1, as you can see. I've done hole 2. I should have done hole 3, I think. Yeah, it's quite a long one. And now I was going to do hole 4. I've done hole 4 too. Oh, I've started hole 4, so let's do a completely new one. Let's go to hole 5. I forgot I did that over breakfast. Yeah, so let's do hole 5. I am going to just move a couple of things down to make the hole a bit longer. Okay, and we'll reposition the T with the little T icon. I'm going to set up a ruler so I know how big things are. So I'm just going to draw a ruler up here. So this course would be at the moment about 280 yards. Is that what we want to do? Yeah, let's do that, 280 yards. First thing I'm going to do is just pop some rough down. So use the terrain button and add the rough. Let's make this scroll over a little bit over here. Okay, okay, so we're just going to draw the rough. You can see there's like a little measure appears as you're drawing, so you can see how big your sort of boundary box is. But there's our rough drawn. Okay, I'm just going to drag this out a little bit here, and here, and here. You can see the preview updates as we do things. It doesn't really matter how precise that is. It's just a an approximation. I've put the hole over the top of a fairway so we can send it to back. Okay, there we go. Bit of fairway, and then I'm basically going to make this a bit of a bunkery course. So I'm going to draw a long strip of fairway now. So back to the terrain tool. Okay, so let's just put it around the back of the green somewhat. So it's going to be a long kind of thin course this. I'm also making up the course design as I go, so we'll see how this works out. Okay, and then a bit of fairway. Okay, the green always appears on top of the fairway, so you don't have to keep moving that thing around. And immediately we can go and play it. So let's see how a shot will go. Oh, the club meters. I've put the club view in. It's still showing every time I go into play. Okay, so that'll be slightly annoying, but let's carry on. One wood. Okay, it starts in amateur mode. The editor. So I'm just going to see roughly, where I hope a decent shot will land us. So let's that. So that's the spin meter there. That's like neutral spin in the middle there. Because I'm doing this so I can get a sense as to where. I know roughly to put the bunkers because I know how long the clubs are. But we want to put. I want to put a bunker in front of a green there, so that we can see. So we can make it a little bit challenging. So let's put some bunkers in. So we can exit this and go back to the editor, and again go back to the terrain tool, bunkers, and we're going to make it slightly awkward for the player by putting a bunker here. And we'll put some to the sides. Okay, and now we should find, if I try that, we'll probably land in the bunker. Near to it, obviously the wind is a factor, it's pretty neutral, and I've not hit that as well. But I think I will still probably land in the bunker. But if not, I can pull it forward a bit more again. Yeah, so it's in the bunker, which is obviously not good, which is how I wanted it to be. I want somebody to have to just sort of play a little bit in front. Let's exit that. This course is supposed to be quite challenging, so I'm going to put a bunker around the back of the green as well for people if they overshoot. Okay, so we've got a bunker on the back now as well. Do we want anything else on this? I'm trying to keep it fairly simple. Let's put a path across the middle just for decoration. So we'll draw it from about here. Okay, click, click, click. Okay, so we've got a path, and now we're going to put some trees on. Yeah, let's put some trees on. So you see there's the 3 tree colour types there. The editor's always using the sort of BBC mode at the moment. I might make a future improvement to make it reflect the colours in the preview, which I'll just make a bit bigger again. So let's put some trees on. So we'll start with a couple of green trees down here. And around the back of the hole, we're going to put some trees. You can see they appear in the preview. And in front of the path. So in front of the path, I'm going to put some yellow trees. And a couple of red ones to spice it up a little bit. And we'll do the same on the other side. Now, if you want to get a sense as to how it looks like in different kind of locations, obviously the player always looks towards the green in this game, but you can, for example, move the camera, so you can get a sense as to how it looks up and down the course. Let's put the camera back with the T. Okay, and then we're just going to keep treeing this thing out. We'll put some yellow trees around the back as well. I think we'll make it a bit awkward if someone skews to the side. If someone skews to the side of the green, we'll just make it a little bit awkward for them. Again, it's supposed to be a difficult course. And actually, I want to add some water. Again, mostly decorative. I'm not going to put it too much in harm's way, but a little bit of water just off to the back, off to the side here. Mostly for sort of decorative purposes. Let's just refine that a little. Okay. Okay, what else do we want to do? We want some more trees, I think. It's a little bit plain at the moment, so we're going to just tree up the course. I've been putting quite a lot of trees on this course, so let's again just make this a bit more interesting for the player. Yellow trees. And I think we'll put one just behind the bunker here. A couple of reds out the back. And I think we'll just tree line it up here. Not too many though. Keep it a little bit sparse down this end. But we will put some behind the player, so that when we're looking back down the course it doesn't look completely empty. If a player's done that, they're probably worrying more about the bunker than the view. If you change your mind about the colour of a tree, you can select a tree and recolour it, and things like that. So again, if we just pick the camera, we can go and pop up the top here, and yeah, you can see that the course looks okay from either direction, and you can see the ball there in the distance. It just uses the game renderer, so it basically sets up a simulated game to draw the preview. Okay, and I think we'll just put a little cluster of trees in here. Not there, so let's move a tree. I want it a little bit over to the side. There we go, like that. And then a tree here. Oh, want it to be red. Let's add the tree icon. And a yellow. And a red. Okay, and it can be quite nice. I'm using my scroll. It's juddery because I'm using my mouse wheel. That's the smoothest motion with a trackpad. It can be nice actually to put some additional kind of rough in. Sometimes it's quite nice to have a bit of rough off the top. Let's scroll it down a little bit more. In the distance, it can just give a bit more of a sense of depth to things. And into here we'll just put some trees quite thickly. Obviously on the 8-bit games there would be a constraint about how many trees you could have. Funnily enough, an 8-bit style game running on a modern Mac is not really constrained in that regard. So we can kind of sprinkle them quite liberally. Okay, cool. Now if I put the camera, actually let's just play the whole. Let's play the whole. Okay, so press play. Club view again. Yeah, I added this recently just so you can see roughly how far the clubs go when you're playing the game. and how they bounce, which is not. It started off quite realistic, and that wasn't a lot of fun, and it didn't look like the 8-bit games. So I've changed it a little bit to be a bit more like the 8-bit games. I'm probably going to put a club editor in the editor at some point, so you can set up your own clubs. And so it's using the same. I'm not a golfer, but it's using. I understand we use hybrid clubs now around this area here, and when I again, I didn't do that because I want it to be like the old games where there were irons at that point. Yes, let's just hit that. I think I'm with a 5 wood, and hopefully there's only a tiny little bit of wind, so I'm going to ignore that. Let's see how that goes. A bit of a high bounce because it was off the tarmac, but I think we'll be okay. That's a good shot. Okay, we're okay there. 67 yards. Go back there, and we're going to move down to the wedge, which I think is about 80 yards. So let's just do a little bit under. See how that goes. All very close. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Oof, right, I'm a dreadful putter. Let's try about there. Hurrah! Parred out. I think what I remember is a par 3. I think it should be a par 4. So I'm going to make it a par 4. And that's the course done. That's that hole done. You can all enjoy playing it, hopefully in a week or two's time. I'll go back home. But yeah, hopefully that's helpful. If anybody wants to use the editor, I'll leave this video on YouTube so that people can see how to use the editor. Yeah, you can see it's just about finished now.